Hey guys, look at that shaking that camera. Welcome to another edition of Gamechefs, games, news that you can use. It's an interesting week. We've had a lot of fun here. It is snowing like a son of a gun. First snow of our year here in Ohio. I don't think anything's going to stick, but we'll see what happens. To start off with, I'd like to talk a little bit about the video industry. And this week, the big news, or at least the news that we were looking at, was from BlizzCon. And wanted to put that out there. They are at the end of one of their press conferences, and the fans just started booing. And this was because they talked about releasing Diablo for your phone, so as a mobile app. And we all know that everybody's been waiting for Diablo on the PC, on your console. That's what you want to play on. You want to play on your controllers. You want, you want that game experience with that great visual. You want to use mouse, keyboard, controllers. That's what you want to do. So what did they do? They talked about the big news in Diablo Immortal. And if you go to YouTube and watch some of the press conferences, it was amazing. The booing just started. And to make it worse, rather than try to create more positive in that, they turned it around and pointed against the against the audience. It's like, what? Don't you have phones? They just don't get it. I don't think that the company understood there's just such a disconnect from their audience. A lot of companies out there, we're going to talk about one right after this, in the card game industry, but a lot of companies just don't see this. They're not looking at what their fans want. They're looking at the monetary gain. This is just, that's good. I understand that you have to make a profit to move forward, but it was just amazing. The reaction, the fan reaction just was off the chart. I encourage you to go watch a couple of the videos out there. It was totally amazing. If the monetary gain is so important to them, let's talk about how they're releasing games. Back in the day, what we used to do is we used to go to the store, and to find games, and I'm talking about back in the day. We're talking about in the 80s. I owned a video game store. It was a computer store for many years with a couple partners, and we did quite well. With the advent of some bigger companies coming in, we closed down rather than try to expand to more locations. Kind of a take our money and run kind of thing. Back then, you'd go in and we would sell games in boxes. So the companies not only had to pay the staff to produce the game, they also had to pay for the production of the CDs. The CDs were usually not blank. There was visual graphic arts on the CDs. You had to pay somebody to put together a graphic designer and a rule set that would talk about how to play the game. So there would be that in there. There would also be miscellaneous promotional material inside the box. And last but not least, the box itself. You usually had a great cover, great artwork, an explanation of the game on the back. And this happened this happened all the way up until about 5 years ago. Now, I can tell you digital games have been coming out longer than that. But about 5 years ago, we saw the major trend. And I'm talking about the major trend really sweep over to where you buy digital games. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I buy a game on, say, the Xbox, when I get a game on the Xbox, I get a digital game. It's just much easier. The game is released, I look at it, I decide if I want it, and boom, I've got it. It's a download, and I'm done. If it's something I know I want, and I may want the Legendary Edition or the Super Skippy Edition, I am going to go ahead and pre-order that, and boom, it's digital, it's there, and I've got it. Guess what the company saved? They did not have to give me any kind of a rule book whatsoever, any kind of an instruction sheet, no printing of promotional materials, no disc, no graphic arts on the disc, no graphic arts on the cover, no purchasing the box, No putting this all together, no wholesaler, middleman in between here, which they do in some cases. Of course, they have digital editions, which are sold by external companies, but for the most part, they can sell directly to you, either through, let's say on a console, through the Xbox Store platform, whatever it might be. But you don't have a lot of intermeaning entities that are just scooping that money off. Most of it can go direct. So they're saving a ton of costs. So what do they want to do now? With this Diablo Immortal platform, they did not come out and say this, but you can tell where they're heading. They're going to head for that microtransaction idea. And microtransactions, digital media, it's the way of the world. That is what is happening. And fans have already let everybody know. Look at EA last year. Look at Star Wars. That when that game released, the fans went nuts over these microtransactions. And companies keep having to back off, but they keep pushing forward. They're waiting for that big winner. And if you're wondering about microtransactions, let me give you a little hint as to where Blizzard is going with this. Blizzard has already discussed more microtransactions in WoW. So in World of Warcraft, they're discussing more microtransactions. It's out there. So if they're going to do this and move forward with microtransactions, they're going to incur the wrath of more and more gamers. They're going to get people that are not going to go into these games if they have to deal with these microtransactions. To be honest with you, I think that's enough said about Blizzard. My editorial on this does not come anywhere near what you can find on the internet. So go out there, check it out. There's several news sites covering this. You can find several videos of the fan reaction to this right there when they're getting booed on stage right at their own convention. So go check that out. Next, talk about a company that's got a little bit of a disconnect. Let's talk about Wizards of the Coast. It was interesting this week to hear the news that Wizards of the Coast is having another release. Not because it's a regular release and they have regular releases, but they're releasing Magic the Gathering Ultimate Masters. And what this is going to be the final take on the Magic the Gathering Masters series, at least according to them. This is the final take until they decide to bring it back again. But they're saying this is the final take. And if that's the case, this is an interesting way to approach it. This product is going to be $335.76 retail for the box. That's for 24 packs, not 36 packs. So starting to sound really familiar, isn't it? Do you remember their $250 release direct to the public, not to the game stores? You had to go on the Hasbro site, which never works, and you had to purchase directly from them. This product is, in some ways, it looks like it could be a cash grab. I've got my own take on this. Realistically, you have you're going to have a $300+ box. Now, what is inside this box, besides those packs, is there's a box topper. And in that box topper, you're going to have a sealed pack. It's like a powder blue color, and it has one card in it, because there's 40, now get this, there's 40 unique cards released with this. Now, out of these 40 cards, you can get one card in a box. So if you're a collector and you want these cards, you're going to have to buy 40 boxes. 40 boxes, okay? And that's not a guarantee. You're going to buy 40 boxes. What's that? $13,000 thousand. So let's call it, round it up, taxes, everything. We'll call it $14,000, $15,000. That you're going to buy 40 boxes of this to get 40 of those packs. But guess what? That does not guarantee that you're going to get those 40 cards. You may get 20 different cards and the rest are all duplicates. So how are you going to personally collect all these? You're going to just have to find them. And you know what those prices are going to be when this comes out. Now, my understanding, this is a limited run. But it is available this time to the stores. The stores can get it. Now, as a store owner, let's talk about that aspect of it. If you go to your local store and say, hey, they just released this product, your store owner is going to look at you and go, guess what? I just found out they released this product too. So the store owner has no notice that this was coming, and he has to pull boxes in to sell, and he's got to pull boxes in for the right person. And what's his cost going to be? $240, $250, $260 a box, maybe more. So how is a store owner going to say, I need 6 cases or 8 cases in his back? He has already planned for his holiday season. His holiday season plan for purchasing for Christmas, it's already done. So where is he coming up in this case with $20,000 other than a line of credit if he hasn't extended it beyond already? So it's definitely an interesting move by Wizards. Again, I think they are disconnected from the store owners, and I think they're disconnected from what their players want. Now, I'm going to say this as a side note. Let's look at it from an investment standpoint. They're saying this is the last of the Masters boxes. Let's realistically look at this. If it's the last of the Masters boxes, that's great, but they're still going to find a way to release more cards, and they'll just call it something else. But those collectors out there are going to say, this is the last, I want to get this, these are reprints, I want to get some of these. They're nice looking cards. Some of the cards have the no border on the graphic, which is a really, really nice look to it. I feel that the graphic just, it didn't sound right till I saw them, and I think it's got some appeal to it. So it's a nice look. But if you're looking to pick this up and you've got some extra cash, I think it's great. As an investment, I'm not sure. I think the only investable aspect long-term, really long-term, is the fact that it is the last of the Masters box. So you're going to have that certain set of people, the collectors that have the cash, they have the spendable income, that they can start to go after some of these. They're going to want to own a box. They're going to want to own a copy of a pack. You have your pack collectors. They're going to want one of those blue packs. I think the pack itself, that individual card in that pack, is going to be worth more than the box after this release thins out. When this releases, I think since the stores can get it, you're going to see this $335 price point probably on eBay. You're going to people cutting this thing for $5. They're going to sell it for $260, $270, $280. It's going to be in that range. Make their $5 a box and run. I think that's going to happen. You're going to see that the people that are that really want this are going to go in and prepay the stores to order this up front. This is a December 7th release, so this is coming soon. I think as an investment point, I think these boxes will go up in value. You're going to see this devalued situation to $260, $270, and then I think give it some time to run itself out. I think these boxes really, in a year from now, will be sitting at a 400 plus price point. I think to get any real value out of them is going to be the individual card. It's going to be that single card, because there are not many out there, according to the way that they're doing their prints. So there's not many out there. That means you're going to want to look for those individual packs. Now, it's my understanding that the packs, those individual packs, are really thin. If you hold them up to the light, you can actually see right through those packs. So if they are not sealed inside the box with the Wizards wrap on it, you're going to know exactly what's in that pack, because you're going to be able to hold it up to the light and see it. There's been several tests of that right now. And the reason that is several players that were not able to get the Hasbro box, their release from before that was direct to the public for $250. They've been sending these packs out to people. Jeremy Hambley has a video, a quartering, where he holds the pack up to the light. You can see right through it. He knew exactly what was in that pack. And you can go see the quarterings video or Unsleeved Media and check that out. That would give you an idea of how thin that pack is. So I think the pack has to be sealed in the box. At that point, the sealed box itself is worth something because it's Schrodinger's cat. You don't know what's in there. Okay, you don't know till you open it up. So it's always the best or the worst, depending on your attitude of how you look at it. So if you're hoping that that's the ultimate card that you want, that's what you're hoping for. So you're going to pay for what could it possibly be, not what it probably won't be. And hence why I think the sealed box, 400 plus this time next year, I think that's what you're looking at. The company just wizards themselves kind of a big disconnect, in my opinion, from what the players want. The average player is going into the store, not the collector, the guys that want to play. My youngest boy lives in Columbus, Ohio, plays a couple times a month at a local store down there. He's not going to spend $400 for a box of cards. Just not going to happen, okay? He just got married, he's raising a family. He'd love to have all the different cards, but this is just not the product for him. So I think this product is going to appeal to just a certain amount of people, mostly the collectors, the diehard players. And I do think you're going to see an increase in value in this. If it is the last of the Masters set, people will want a box of this just so they can say they have the last of the Masters set. People will want a pack. Your pack collectors are going to want it. So we'll see what happens. I think enough on that. Let's move on. I'll talk a little bit about Kickstarter here, and we always talk about different aspects of a Kickstarter. What I would suggest is you guys should check out. It's a Kickstarter that's on now. You can support this. It's from Grimlord Games, and it's called the Everrain. Very, very unique idea. It's a co-op game, but it's a different kind of approach to it. Now, this is a gateway game. Gateway meaning that it is a board game, but it has miniatures. So it kind of introduces you to that miniature start. So a miniatures player, like myself, very interested in this game. You can paint the minis. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a nice, painted set. The minis look good. You've got a lot of ships in the box, and again, it's co-op. You're going around and you're adventuring, trying to complete these different tasks and moving forward. Unique set of tiles, great little display, unique dice, custom engraved dice. I think this is a game you want to check out. This is called the Everrain. It's by Grimlord Games, and I can tell you I'm a backer on this, as well as several other companies that I talk to are also backing this game. So I think you're going to see plus for this. The game itself, besides co-op, it's kind of got a naval feel to it. You don't see that a lot of times in games. It is in U.S. dollars, $131 for the retail backing. So $131, but for what you get, well worth the game. And again, we're seeing all these Kickstarter games that are approaching. They're all 100 plus. Your 100, 120 is your standard size. So last but not least, what is this really worth from an investment standpoint? If we look at this game, what it's got with the backing of the other companies that are backing this game now, and we're talking about the other game manufacturers, the other game developers that are investing in this game because they believe in it. I think this game, you're going to see videos on different news sites, Beasts of War, places like that are going to go in and play this game, and you're going to see a real surge when this game is finally released to all the backers of more and more people wanting this. And so what is the collectability of this game? I think for your $131 price point, buying a game, and if you were looking at just to buy it, I want to resell it, or I buy 2 copies, I want to resell 1 copy and reduce mine, I think the upfront is about $180. Because it is not marketed as heavily in the United States as it will be in Europe. I think that's going to cut down on the cash a little bit. I could be wrong on this, but I think your resale 180 range is a good range for this. So that's what I would look for. So 131, you'll pop a $50 bill in your pocket, apply that toward the cost of what you paid. You're getting your game for $80. So not a bad way to go. I think that's a possibility. The other possibility, talking to a couple other people here, they're looking at more of a $200 price point, 200, 225. They'll think those first couple weeks on eBay, that's definitely going to pull that. Remains to be seen. I'm still looking at a hold for the first 3 months of about 180. So I kind of give you an idea on Everrain. Good game. I suggest, even if you're doing the investment part, buy one for you. Great game. Definitely looks good. Off to convention news. Start a little bit with the first one, PAX East. We're going to talk a little bit about PAX East released tickets. So tickets went on sale this week. Apparently the PAX crew is back in the office from PAX Aussie, and they put everything together very quickly, a day quicker than we thought they were. So on Wednesday they went on sale. As of the last look, you still had some tickets available for your 4-day passes, but I expect by the time you see this video, you're only going to get individual day passes, and I actually would be surprised if you can get Saturday passes to PAX East. That is the 28th through the 31st of March, and for those of you miniatures players that follow me, yes, that is Adepticon weekend, and yes, because I cover the video game industry, unfortunately, I will not be at Adepticon. So you can look for tickets for PAX East. I will be there because of commitments. I will only be attending PAX East on Thursday and Friday this year, same as last year. So I will be there with me. Another Gamechefs, a Gamechefs person with us. Ian is going also. When that comes, we'll bring you some coverage from PAX East. I do not know if we'll have anybody at Adepticon. Would love to, but I think this year we may miss a little bit of Adepticon coverage. We'll see if we can get some information from one of our followers, and we'll post that to you also on the website. Next convention to cover, PAX Unplugged. I am is currently at this time. I'm currently waiting for the scheduled events at PAX Unplugged to be released. The schedule is out, but some of the events that you pay for to get into are not open for sale until they're not open for sale until 1 o'clock today. So you're going to look at PAX Unplugged events, and those usually sell out really, really fast. There's a couple events I'm looking for in there. Of course, AEG has a great game event on theirs on Saturday. The AEG event, if you want to learn some board games, you want to talk to the company, you want to sit and play the different board games, collect some great swag from them. They always give you great games. I would look at the AEG event on Saturday. As a miniatures player and as a huge fan of Dust USA and Dust Studios, Paulo Parente, Dust USA, Gregor Bosoliman. Greg's got a booth there. Greg and Alicia's setting this all up. Of course, they're the convention manager for the company. Dust USA running 2 events. Friday night, I think it's a 4-hour, maybe a 5-hour event, 6 to 11. They're also running a Saturday event, same time, 6 to 11. And I believe I have those times right. I don't know how many players they're actually holding at this. I'm guessing 40 or 50 tops. You can buy your tickets. If you get to PAX U and you haven't bought your tickets, you want to get involved in this, head straight for the PAX U booth and see what they can do to get you involved in this. The Dust Studios, Dust USA releases at this convention, worldwide kind of release here. They're going to have the Imperial Japanese. So if you are looking to get into Dust with a new army, if you're looking to get into Dust for the first time, good time to do it. Imperial Japanese look really nice. They're going to follow this up with several Japanese releases. They also have a couple Cthulhu releases. I know they're doing the Migo with the ray guns, so I know that's a purchase for me as a Cthulhu player. They're also looking after the first of the year, probably March release, I think it was. They're going to do the large Cthulhu statue. We'll try to do some unboxings and some photo cuts of Dust and get those out to you also. At the convention, I will probably try to get into one of those events. We'll see what my time frame goes. I've already got a somewhat full schedule. I'm trying to leave some time for myself this time. So I would look for other things as well at Pax U. Pax U has several events going on. Several companies are having some releases there. A couple things I cannot say, but I would look at the different convention releases that they have. This is the dealer's hall. I mean, you just cannot beat the size of this dealer's hall. The amount of vendors there fills a page. I mean, just fills a page. This is a great convention. It's a good time of the year. Taking some Christmas money with me, going to pick up some stuff for the family. If you're in my family and you're watching this and you say anything, you're not getting anything. So that goes to you, Blake. I will be spending some money there this year, and I think there's a few things we're going to pick up, bring back on the channel, and right after that, I will show you a few of the things we got at Pax Unplugged, as well as the coverage of Pax Unplugged. Last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming to the table. Several of you have emailed me about what we're playing at the table. Are we making any conversions? Right now, we just went through with the end of October. We had a lot of zombies. We were doing some epic zombies. It's a great little game, Gamelin Games. We love Gamelin Games. As you can see here, I've got, we've got Kingdoms, we've got Quest, we've got Galaxies, we've got Galaxies Back to the Black. We have all of these available in our store. So we're playing some epic zombies. Great little game. I highly recommend that. That is definitely going to be a pullout every October, if not every month. But epic zombies, good way to go. Again, all these epic games. Miniatures players. One of the things we're getting into, we talked to you last time about Wild West Exodus. Some of those minis are going to go to the painting bench. Still working on that. I spoke with, I emailed back and forth with Firelock Games, and we're going to do a little review of Firelock Games on our website. That'll be upcoming. We're looking at sometime in December on that. I will get back to you with a little bit more. But Blood and Plunder. Who doesn't want a 28 millimeter ship? Look at this, 28 millimeters. And this is not even their big ship. This is a small, mid-sized to small ship. Definitely. This is a great game. Look at this one here. Look at this. So we have these in stock in our store. We have the bark ship. We have a couple sloops. We have a few others. The galleon is out. Sorry. We'll see what we can do to get that back in stock. But I would definitely recommend Blood and Plunder. Blood and Plunder is definitely one of the games you're going to see on this channel also. I think that the historical aspect of that game, along with the minis and their scenarios, it's just a wonderful way to do some more historical gaming. So that's what's coming to the table, and that's what we're working on right here at Gamechefs in our different clubs that we deal with. Well, that was last but not least. I wanted to let you know this week on the weather report, we are doing a review of the Boards and Bits game bag. I happened to use this bag for 2 weeks while we did some travel, rather than try to ship a pallet of games wherever we went because we couldn't decide on what we want to play. If you go to our website at gamechefs.net, GAMECHEFS.net, and I will put that in the comments below. The Boards and Bits Traveler Bag, you can get a review of this bag on our website. It is by far one of the best constructed board gaming bags I've ever seen. And I do use some different miniatures bags. This board gaming bag is is amazing. I've actually used it to carry some of my miniatures cases inside the bag. It will fit 6, 8 of your regular board games in there. If you want to unpack, if you want to save wear and tear on your boxes, you can slide your board games in the back. It's got an adjustable Velcro inside. Put all your game pieces on there. You probably fit 20 games in here easily. Side pockets for water bottles or dice. Front pocket has a pouch for the tablet. We took the Surface tablet and the iPad with us. We went down to our condo. As you guys know, we did a couple live events down there that was kind of fun with a few of you. The bag itself, it was nice. We took it on the train. We took the train from Ohio to Florida. It was amazing. Went to Washington, D.C., and then cut down 36 hours. You're there. Got to play games the whole way. We're not packed into a flight on a little tray here watching our TV on our phone. So it was a great way to go. We really enjoyed that. In fact, when we do East Coast conventions, we started last year taking the train because we play games right there in the train. Go to the cafe car, take this bag, set your board in the cafe car, not the diner car, but the cafe car, set your board up. People go by, go, what's that? They sit down, start playing. You're introducing people to games. You're getting to play games while the world goes by. It is a fascinating way to go. This bag, Boards and Bits, highly recommend it. Go to Gamechefs.net. You can see our weather, whether we like it or not, our review, our weather report on Gamechefs.net. Well, that's all I'm going to have for you today, and I appreciate you guys tuning in for our Friday show. We have several things we've got to do. We've got a busy weekend this time. We've got a show tonight. We have tomorrow we have a game day with one of the clubs, with the Toe Club, and then Sunday, busy again. So other than that, I will look for you. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And I will leave any information on today's segment in the comments for you, like I did every week. So have a good day. And again, come to Gamechefs for the game news you can use. Thanks a lot.